Do you see this? The sunflowers? That's especially for you. Hi guys, my name is Dr. Kavita and I came to USA 2 years back and I am so proud of my decision. Welcome to my channel. So, if you are feeling confused whether to take USMLE pathway, research pathway, or you feel confused, do you want to stay back in your home country or do you want to take that leap of faith? So, this video is for you. So, when I finished my residency, I felt as confused as a fresh graduate, medical student who just, clear their MBBS and they don't know what they want to do. So I had many dreams, but one dream was to try out my clinical career outside India. But I had so many doubts, and trust me, I tried Singapore, I tried Canada, Dubai. But what stuck in my heart was the big famous oncology centers in USA. The centers that I actually used to read about when I was doing my residency, the big clinical trials. And I felt, oh, I would love to see how these trials are conducted, And obviously, being in scenarios when you have to literally, try to survive in the toxic medical culture anywhere in any country, I just felt that I deserved more. But how did I start all of that after finishing my residency? This video is gonna be about that. So number one thing that I did was talk to my really close friend who recently did USMLE after her residency, and that just answered so many questions for me. But one hope that it gave me was, if she can clear USMLE exams, so can I. Because in usually among friends we have kind of similar potential, at least that's what we think. So I thought, okay, if she can clear, so I can clear too. So number one thing that you need is confidence in yourself. My study partner always used to say to me, Kavita, you did clear, PG exam here, so USMLE is nothing for you. And honestly, I wouldn't say it's nothing, but yeah, it definitely is possible for someone who has, done MBBS as well as residency in, India or any neighboring countries. So that number one thing is the confidence. I needed that honestly, because in MBBS I used to be really underconfident girl, especially after going through, supple, which is like I failed in anatomy and biochemistry in the first year and I had to give the exam again. Imagine that girl gaining the courage to do USMLE, which only toppers do. And in residency, after residency, imagine how many years after MBBS. And then there are so many doubts, would they even accept me? Like, would I be even considered for the match? So there were so many doubts. But one thing about me is that rather than looking at all the noise, I just look at one example. And for me, one example was one of my seniors who was also a radonc resident in India, and he got matched in USA. So for me, honestly, I did not even search like how many people get matched during my journey, because dude, I did not want to, kind of put doubts in my head at that time, because I needed to just stay focused, stay in the game, rather than trying to find out excuses why this can't be possible for me. I just wanted to follow the reason why I wanna, give it a try. And one thing very interesting and supportive in my journey was that I had already done residency. So it was not like I am, failing in anything. So I told that to myself. I told, even if I clear USMLE and even if I didn't, I wouldn't, die. I can survive as a doctor even in India, even after not clearing USMLE. So that was one thing that kind of helped me in making the decision. Okay, let's go in the game. Okay, so the day I started my senior residency, I immediately, after advice of my friend, you have to follow just one or two people. If you listen to like 10 people, they will give you 10 advices, so your mind will get confused. You don't want to do that. So I just talked to one of my friend, and she told me, Kavita, you need to start your preparation with UWorld. So before you purchase UWorld, don't even consider that you have started your USMLE prep. And later on, I realized after talking to so many people that people actually delay purchasing UWorld so much just to save money, but they don't realize how much it impacts their confidence in doing the MCQ, because it's a MCQ game. So you need to start with the question. There are like 3,000, 4,000 questions, and honestly, if you do all of them, I did not even do the second pass fully. So even if you do them very well, like once or a little bit more than once, like doing your incorrects, then you're good to go. So why would you want to waste time in reading the theory? That was for the Indian PG exam system. So I was not following that pattern here, and so should you. So you don't start with anything else. I used to day in and day night before stepping into this journey. I used to watch various kind of podcast of people talking about resources and their step one journey and how much time did it take them, and would note important points and just try whatever felt right for me as a student. There is one way that you can learn. Sometimes, like, I would still make handwritten notes. Some people are good with Anki decks. I wasn't. I was good with my own flashcards. So I would still make notes. So I kind of invested on my memory or my techniques more in the USMLE journey. But one other thing that I did apart from researching in the YouTube was finding people that have the same goal. So when you have done your residency or you are doing your residency, you are not in the crowd that is preparing for the USMLE exam, and then the chances are so high that you can get distracted or discouraged, or you just lose the passion. So you have to constantly remind what's your goal, and how do you remind that yourself? That is having people around you who are preparing for the same exam. So someone just started preparing, someone just finished their exam, somebody scored are this, somebody got a fellowship or an observership. So you are constantly watching each other's journey and getting motivated from them. So that is what I needed. So that's why I joined different WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, and later on Reddit groups too, and eventually found like 4 to 5 study partner in overall journey. At one time I would have just 1 to 2 study partners. And what do you do with study partners is you study with them. I remember I would come straight directly from my hospital, and whenever I would get free early, immediately without wasting time, I would sit, study, call my study partner, be on the video call with her, and we would solve UWorld together. And that is how I covered my initial, phase of UWorld. And the good thing was, you might think that you don't know much because it has been so many years, but trust me, your clinical skills are so strong that you just easily grasp things. So the person that I was studying with, she was a fresh graduate, but I would still understand things very quickly, and she was in her end stage of preparation. I was in the beginning, so we complemented each other very much. So sometimes I would tell, okay, this concept means this, and sometimes she would clear my doubts. So your study partner is actually like your partner. So you have to complement each other, and you have to push each other to do better, inspire each other. And on the days when you're feeling not that motivated, so you have to kind of just inspire each other to do one block or even 20 questions. So that is what we used to do. So this is a game changer for people who are out of the med school and do not have anybody who is preparing for the exam. I know sometimes people are too competitive, but try to find someone who is not at the same level as you, so that they don't feel threatened by you, or vice versa. Okay. The other thing that really helped me is not wasting my time as soon as I realized in, learning resources like Kaplan, Roots and Beyonds and stuff. I mean, I respect them really, and I did try to do them, but eventually I realized, okay, I am not in the med school. I don't have that much of time to go through these lengthy resources. What you do is start with your UWorld, start with your first aid, and whatever topic you get stuck on, just refer to that topic from these resources, maybe Kaplan or Boards and Beyonds or any Osmosis or any other resources. The main focus of USMLE exams is kind of complementing your critical thinking with the clinical knowledge. Okay, so it's not like a factual question, but it's more like you have to think, if this is the case, what would be the next best thing that you would do in a person. Okay, so the other thing is you have to realize your weaknesses. Why it took me more than 1 year is that I was not aware of my weakness. I just did not work on it. My NBME scores were stuck at 160, 170, and I did not know what to do until I realized, like focusing on my weakness and weak topics and weak areas and doing more question and doing in time mode and sometimes in random mode when needed. So that is what you need to do in the later stage. But the most the most useful tip, if I had to give you, if you are someone who has passed med school and have no idea where to start, is just buy UWorld. Give a free test that is freely available, on Google. You just type like free USMLE step 1 test and just give that test, and first, before even starting your journey, analyze where you stand. So to give you a reference, when I gave that test as my friend suggested, like so thankful to her guidance, I scored like 35%. So I knew I have a long way to go. Okay, someone who scores like more than 50 or 60, they know, okay, we are good with like our knowledge. We just have to complement it with UWorld and first aid. So that initial level is very important, so that you can improve, kind of making it as the baseline or the groundwork, and you can build your a level beyond that. So, and the second thing is, never start with a system that you're not confident about. I mean, since I'm an oncologist, so I knew what system I'm starting with, because you don't want to get overwhelmed or discouraged in the beginning of the journey. So you have to start easy. So pick one subject that you consider it's like very easy, and start doing questions of that, and slowly and steadily you will find how to make a timeline, how to find different people, and how to make a routine. And even when you realize that, okay, this is the time to resign from your job, like I did like 2 months before my exam, because it was do or die situation for me, you will do that. And if you want to talk to me directly and take personal coaching, you can DM me on Instagram. My channel name is Dr. KMD, and I'm really active there. And please comment on this video if you really like this video, and tell me in comments what questions do you have about your preparation. Till the next time, see you. Good luck. Bye bye.